I was kind of curious to see if someone would, again, because I have seen Zom's been picking up Astra on other maps, but it seems like he's sticking with the Omen on this map, and it's because Astra can disrupt timing so well with the grab walls. But look at this aggression from Mata up sewers. Huge pick on the Dapper.
Get Tens right back to work, though, here, dashing in and making that a close-range fight with the Classic. Only one right click is all it took to find that return kill. So we talked about Dapper maybe trying to get some space. Unfortunately, not able to do it in the pistol as they look to wrap over towards C. They got the spike in hand, but they're in a bit of trouble as the Jets hop on the board. It's scrambling.
Yes,
they're finally going to get to C, and it is open.
Yeah, they are going to get to C after kind of an aggressive A peak that led to a pick, and then the response on B, back and forth. But now, as you said, we're sitting here in this 3-on-3 situation. Shazam throwing some shock darts and recons. Yay, trying to get the flank. The timing is perfect. They didn't anticipate this, and he lands 2 huge one-taps.
On a map that we don't know what to expect. This is the best way to get started, but it's not over until it's over finally. Ye will close it out. 4K for 4K for the Jets.
Wow.
Tens already having the daggers online. Ye right there behind it. Either way, it's Andbox taking the pistol.
Bro, what a round, bro. So many fireworks popping off in that one. I mean, just when you thought that Ye had pulled off the crazy clutch, Tens looked like he was about to reel it back in, but Ye did put on the finishing touches there. Huge round for him with the quad kill, kicking things off that Jet right away. Both Jets getting quad kills that round. And like you said, the daggers are already about to come to fruition for Tens, which would not be a bad round to do it, right? You're trying to be economical. Yeah. You're not force buying. You pop the daggers here. Maybe you give a chance to kind of do something crazy.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm not shocked at all. In fact, I think this is the right call.
And no harm, no foul as Ye hanging on to that Sheriff into this round, quite possibly looking to have that operator here early. It's just Tens out towards C long with the dagger in hand, making sure nobody pushes up, and the rest of the squad stacked up. So an awkward split, a 4-1 split towards C.
Yep.
See how it turns out here. Tens has to be that tip of the spear.
Yeah, he got darted, so he will retreat back to closet to pull that off. The cam is still set up from Dapper. They're out long to try to help him out. A flank, though, coming in from Mata. That's huge. The daggers are off the board. Now it's only the pistols in play for Sentinels. They're getting mopped up on the site.
Wow, and that just feels terrible. Not only a flawless round, but the flank has been getting so much. It was Ye in the pistol. It was Mata in this one, taking down the tip of your spear in Tens with the Blade Storm, and it's flawless. So It's this bonus now coming through. Not any. Oh my goodness, there it is, the operator online for Ye. I wasn't too sure where he was headed. It was a Phantom at first, but this is the best bonus you could ask for, honestly.
Exactly, and I wonder if Sentinels will even anticipate that. They might have realized that he didn't really invest into the previous round too much, and so they know that it's possible. As I said, that he actually sold it back and picked up the Phantom instead. Not a bad call. It would have been sick to see the operator out, though, in the first round, maybe catch Sentinels off guard a little bit, as we do have a bit of a pause. Seems like it might be technical, so hopefully we'll get back into the mix here pretty soon, as again, this aggressive defense from Andbox, you know, popping off these really well-timed flanks, doing it very rapidly, making it hard for Sentinels to pick up on, has so far worked. But you just have to wonder, is that like a limited gimmick, or is that something they can consistently roll out round after round to just keep disrupting Sentinels? Because we know Sentinels, with this lineup, a crazy explosive team, right? You have so many heavy hitters between Sick and Tens leading the charge. You know, having someone like Shazam, who, while on the Sova, still is no stranger to being an aggressor in his own right, you know, coming from his own primary Jet roles on this team for pretty much his entire history of the team, and being the shot caller of the team. So I would expect there to be a lot of early round skirmishes is what I'm trying to get at here, and those are really going to dictate the pace of how this plays out.
And a lot of, I guess, respect given there for this space, right? Using that drone nice and early, as they know they might be playing aggressive. Rounds in a row they pushed up. Obviously, last round a bit more expected, as you've got the weapon advantage. It gets caught out, and it is Ye picked up the op. So that technical timeout was just enough for him to say, you know what, I am just going to send it on their first rifle. Yeah,
trying to test the waters of A control here as Sentinels. They did exchange drones up through Sewers line. Didn't really get the territory they wanted. They kind of got found out, Sick being darted. Kind of forced them to retreat. Now Ye takes up that angle. That's going to free up the rotations for the other two players on site to help reinforce B and be a quicker C rotation if need be. As we certainly do see that Sentinels are looking to get that garage control. Again, they like to just bunch up and explode. They love these 1-4 type split plays that we've been seeing. And we're going to see a lot of them throughout the series, I'd imagine, as they have full garage control. Mata This might be a well-placed flash, Tanner.
He spots the top of the head of one. Able to get the curveball out and find that kill. Able to trade it back, but Seb goes huge right there, backing up his Phoenix. And it's all up to Zombs. The one player on the split out towards C-Long has to find a 3K here. The operator quite far away. Full HP here and a Vandal in hand. The spike, unfortunately, not in a favorable spot.
Yeah, that was just a really impressive sequence there from Andbox, just peeking off each other so effectively, particularly Mata and Seb, just knowing how to play off of each other there. We'll get the 3-0 start, and now Sentinels are back to saving. And I mean, yeah, this was perfect.
Yeah.
Such a great timing there from Seb and Mata to just get those trades, establish that crossfire, and yeah, they get a full enchilada on that bonus, and now they're rewarded with this. Mostly Sheriffs for Sentinels.
Deploying drone.
Yeah, he's still holding it down over towards A-Long, so not going to give up sewers for free. Boy, it's spotted out up on top of the box B. He does take his leave, and he's going to look to reposition. It's garage control once more. Curveball to come on through. Boy stays alive a bit longer to fight another day, but it's the same strategy. What feels like now 4 rounds in a row. It's a dash inside the cloud burst. Maybe he's in trouble. No, up close and personal. He's going to find one, make it a second, and Boy is there to back him up. He gets spotted out and finally taken down. But once more, Sentinels on the back foot. It was only the pistols, the Sheriffs. It was a quick hit towards C, and it's looking like going to be stunted as a whole. Dapper only good for one there on the way out as Andbox pushed to 4. And Dust, I said it in the pistol, it's the best way to get started, but now 4 rounds later, 4-0 for Andbox on a map that we had no idea what to expect.
Exactly, no results on this map since they put this 5 together, and again, historically, not a very strong map for the core of this team. I think they had like an 8-10 record in total on this map since becoming Andbox. Meanwhile, again, Sentinels have 52 matches played coming into this with near 80% win rate, with 60% win rates on both sides of the map, and we know how difficult defensively Haven can be because of how large it is and how it kind of requires you to get early information to be able to rotate effectively and disrupt the attack, who can just kind of load up and play the fact that you're going to be maybe a little bit spread thin. But that's so much intel that just got taken by that Hammett. We are going to see an explosive attack, though, with that run it back here from Sentinels to try to force through anyway.
When Seb trying to play a bit sneaky inside of that cloud burst, instead Tense grabs control of the jet domain there. The spike to be planted, and Sentinels finally find themselves in a favorable position. Up 1 player with that Cypher off the board. I believe Ye did pop the dagger, so he's going to be looking to find something off the back end. And he still has the operator for those long-range battles. It's all 5 members stacked up towards long here, Dust.
Yeah, indeed. No Hunter's Fury available for Shazam, but still they can just ping that spike and just play this post plant and just kind of line up the bodies. But Ye can look over things with this op and really cause problems in the post plant, perhaps. So far, so good.
Spike diffuser killed. Not even gonna get it halfway. It looks so close. His Boy turns the other way. The dark power is just enough. No, finally gonna get spotted. Shazam takes him down, and Ye just needs to get away. Op in hand, 2 HP. And that spike will blow. Sentinels on their 2nd rifle will finally get on the board. And C still seems like the place to be.
Yeah, that was actually a little bit dangerous. I thought maybe, just maybe, Boy was going to sneak that one through, but as you said, the dark cover eventually faded in time for Sentinels to sniff him out and deny that spike defuse. Again, just an explosive attack there from Sentinels, really off the back of that run it back from Sick. There are a few people scarier than him when he has that ult in play, getting his first kill of the game, as it has been a very slow start for Sentinels compared to what we're used to on this map, but that's maybe a way to start getting a foothold in the game. But again, that required a lot to win that round, right? Having to invest the ult, having to just really catch Seb early, and how can they follow up? And Ye so far is saying you're not going to follow up.
The ult orb not picked up there. They do concede that. And a blaze wall to get Mata out as Tense gets spotted. Now needs to be careful on the cross. Not sure if he already used that tailwind. It is going to be a cloud burst just to get away and some covering fire on top of it. But I think at this point, if you're Andbox, A didn't work. You know that they're most likely looking to hit C here.
Yeah, possibly. I think they're doing a good job with their defensive placement. Just kind of letting the timing, though, could be really a problem for Boy. Didn't get caught with his pants down, though. Was able to get the smoke down and stay alive. Recon, though, about to be sent into the site here. He's about to possibly get found out, but he's playing well. Alt comes in towards Dog, but Boyd playing up front, gets two. Spike down and gets a favorable retake opportunity, and Mata will capitalize. Such a well-timed play. I love the discipline, but yet the fearlessness of Boyd combined together to hold that front line. Avoid the ult, as you know that ult likely is going to go gong, so he bypasses that, and then he buys time for Mata to swing in through Link. That was a brilliantly designed hold on B site.
And that dark cover, that's the second or third time that I've seen Boyd toss that one out. And it's not just a dark cover to kind of close that entrance. It's a little bit deeper towards mid. So that way, when you walk onto B site, hello, you're seeing Boyd right in your face. You don't get a whole lot of wiggle room. Yay, forced to dash away there with the tailwind, getting shot through the wall, tagged up a bit, almost losing the operator there, but we'll hang on to it for a bit longer. It's a couple of rifles, make it 3 for Sentinels, and a couple of pistols. Dapper and Zoms will be wielding those. Tense going deep into that cloudburst again, right in that default area. Hunter Fury gonna attack one. Boy gonna be sat down if he getting spotted out. Now Seb able to find the kill, trading it back, but not a whole lot off the back end. The rifles coming online. No, the rifles for everybody. A 2v1 Andbox turning this one upside down. It looked good for a second until it didn't.
Yeah, Seb has been doing such a great job anchoring over here towards this C-slide and towards garage. The timings on which he chooses to peek as well as hold for rotations has been brilliant. And just generally speaking, Andbox's rotations have been so on point. They seem to be lightning fast to react. And it's because Sentinels don't really throw too many fakes. Like, we've seen them put some A pressure, like long and sewers, and then kind of fade back off of it to go B or C. But other than that, once you kind of spot 2 or 3 members committing, you know that they're going to keep going. They're not going to stop. That's just the type of team that Sentinels are, since, you know, Ten is coming to the fold. Just trying to play aggressive, and Ten, speak of the devil. That's a way to get things going when the going has been getting tough. And with limited firepower, just send the daggers flying, and he's not done, Tanner. He's lighting up the kill feed. And now he's got an op, and now the neural theft is out.
They do get the information. It's Boy now backing up his teammate Mata on this side. Dagger's not going to find the ult just yet, but they should be able to run down the body, and it was a pistol round for Sentinels, looking to close things out in thrifty fashion with a couple of upgrades while doing it. Now Seb, so huge on that C site. We'll see what he can get done on the A site. Picks up one. Minimal damage. Can look to find another fight. It's Sick wielding that operator this time around. And neural theft tossed out for the information at the very least. There's a couple playing underneath this heaven area, but there's so many angles to peek here. And this is just such a bad spot to be as he starts to make some noise. Yeah, I think this is all she wrote here for Seb. Might just look to save on the way out, try and find some exits, take these guns. A huge thrifty round from Sentinels there, with Tens kind of, again, being that spear tip. That's what we needed from the daggers.
Yeah, just, you know, knowing that Andbox has been playing forward on some of these peripheral angles, they decided to go for the updraft dagger play to pick long A, and they're able to capitalize. Tens, again, showing you that ferociousness, that fearlessness, the relentless push. Able to yield a thrifty round, and that might be the spark that Sentinels needed to start coming alive here. Again, they had such a slow start on some of their key players. Meanwhile, Andbox has been playing the defense almost to perfection. Again, they have really timed their rotations well. They're being aggressive when they need to be. Seb's playing really smart and disciplined when he's anchoring sites. It has been a good mix as they now pivot the operator of Ye towards C-side. Try to keep that dynamic defense going, Tanner. Try to make it hard for Sentinels to read where that op's going to be positioned and where their heaviest defense is going to be in place. But now Sentinels are looking to get that intel at Sewers and A with the drone, and they may follow up on it. Spike is definitely pivoting that direction.
And interesting enough, Sentinels opted into not hanging on to that operator there at the end. So it's just going to be rifles across the board. They didn't want that attacking operator, the 5,000 credit investment. Just they dropped it at the end of the round, and then looked to go right back to work. Yeah.
I mean, certainly it's a little bit harder to use the op nowadays with the movement accuracy that you know, use on the attacking side. They're going to see the run it back from Sick. They're looking to try to throw a bit of a fake here. Like, kind of the first real fake we've seen out of Sentinels. Ye, though, in the meantime, has caught Zoms in garage, and now he kind of realizes that maybe A is not the commitment. the thing is, no one's really rotated yet. It's still a 3-man A defense, so it seems like Andbox are still pretty sure that it's going to wind up A, but they would be wrong. And this could be Sentinel's chance unless Ye can keep teeing off with this operator. So disciplined to not pull the trigger there, but still misses.
Goes for the next, unfortunately not going to find that. Boy looks to hop on up from the shadows onto the site. Now the spike to be planted and a couple of kills traded back. So they do avenge Zombs here on this C take. His 2 members huddled up over towards this default position. 6 still holding it down, make sure nobody comes up through garage. It's actually 3 on this default position, so this could be an unfortunate peak coming around this side. As Sick has since moved towards the back of the side. I'm wondering if Andbox are just looking to hang on to this. They're playing this so slow, and they're running out of time. They're running out of HP. They're running out of players, as SEN can only do so much, and it's 1 kill here into that round. Now Sentinels push to 3, and they're starting to mix it up.
Yeah.
Andbox had a read for quite some time, Dust, and now Sentinels they're coming online.
I'm kind of shocked they held that 3-man A defense for so long. I assume once Ye got that pick through Link into the garage that they would have maybe considered breaking that A defense up a bit, but I guess they really thought that maybe Sentinels were trying to throw a bit of a double fake and kind of feint C and still wind up A. They kept those 3 players there. It left Ye kind of stranded. He was smart to back off into back halls and, you know, not commit his life, but missing that shot on long opened up the door for Sentinels. Now they're looking to once again aggress A early, and this time Ye is going to get caught. Mata trying to come in with the Sheriff to equalize things will succeed. This is a round that Andbox, of course, are on the thrifty side of things, but they keep it at a 4-on-4 so far, and they have a good A defense in place as far as personnel.
Dapper missing out on that kill. It stings a bit, but Shazam is there to back him up as he hopped away. Vice has since taken this position, though, from Mata. Now, do something crazy with the Sheriff in hand, but Dapper, the buddy system, coming up huge for a couple of kills for Sentinels over towards this A site. Boy, the only player with really anything to work with in this Spectre in hand. We find ourselves in a 3v2, and the call is to rotate.
Yeah, good job there. Good disruption by Sentinels. They now have the 3-on-2. As you said, boys, really the only one that can contend with the Spectre. They are rotating quick enough. They might actually get here in time. The problem is the firepower is just lacking. It's going to take some key shots, particularly with Seb and the Sheriff. He's trying to lurk through this smoke. Will he catch the timing? Looks like Shazam is on it. He spots both players inside the site. They're going to try to swing through anyhow, but Sentinels are just too prepared. Good job by Shazam taking that angle to make sure that they would not get the wolf pulled over their eyes. And so Sentinels has run, I think, at least 3 rounds in a row. And they're closing the gap, man. Only a couple rounds left to go in the half. They might be able to equalize. This is a solid recovery.
And how often does this happen, right? How often do we see, 6 rounds usually kind of be that wall that teams hit where the other team, maybe it took 6 rounds for Sentinels to finally feel this team out. We talked about there isn't, if any, with this roster, a whole lot of information for Andbox and Haven. So Sentinels really coming into this one blind.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make, Tanner. I mean, maybe they didn't expect to see the Jet come out, for instance, from Ye, considering that he has not really played Jet on any of the other maps in the pool lately. So that may have been a curveball on its own right. As Ye does have the daggers coming into this round, but obviously also has the operator in tow. Sentinels a little bit slower this time. Not really looking to go too heavy on pressure, though Sick is now starting to put a little bit of emphasis over on Garage, or at least, make someone respect that position with that flash. Now takes a shot over at Ye. Takes him down heavily here. Boy, in the meantime, playing that 4 position will catch the Dapper lurk over at A lobby. Even there's no Asher to deny Dapper, there is indeed this Omen. I bet Dapper was probably like, yes, no Asher to ruin me trying to lurk. Hey, all right. I'll let me have a little fun, but unfortunately, Boy had different plans.
And they just keep denying that, right? They're not giving up anything over towards this A lobby, and it forces Sentinels to play towards C. Now, they have been making it work. I think it's 3 out of the 4 wins that they've got have been on this C site. Now looking for another as that spike goes down. It is favorable for Sentinels in the HP department. Make it even more favorable. Inside the dark cover they go, and it's only a 1-for-1. As that paranoia blinds everybody, and 10 sprays them down. A nice little 4K to inch closer to a tie game at the half. Now, as we look at this one, Dust, and we're about to go into the half, Are you worried that it's going to take Sentinels, you know, another 4, 5, 6 rounds to figure out how Andbox is going to play on the attack?
I'm not necessarily sure about that. I think it was more about just getting their individuals popping off and, you know, getting their aim true. And now that's starting to happen, right? They're starting to feel it. They're starting to get those sprays more accurate. They seem to just be, you know, just vibing a little bit better as Tens is starting to pop off now as well. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm not sure what to expect from Andbox's attack. Neither is Sentinel. So it certainly could come into play. But I think it was more about them just kind of waking up individually, I think was kind of the bigger thing. And they've done that. As Ye looks to get aggressive. Dagger v Daggers here out in middle. Tens was spotted by Ye, and Ye is not backing up. He's looking to commit forward. Spots Tens, spot sick. Bye-bye. Huge opening for Andbox.
Make it a third. They're looking for 4. Only going to find the thigh of Shazam. 2 daggers to cut him down to 50 HP. But the rest of the ultimates for the squad coming online. Dapper to be there, not spotted out actually. And might trade one back. So Void to fall. And things are looking a whole lot more doable as I said it. Zeb to pick up another kill in Shazam, who's been whittled away at by just about everybody, sitting on 21 HP. Not going to be enough to clutch things this time around. So 7-5 we go as Andbox mount their attack, and that's honestly against Sentinels the best you could hope for.
That was very impressive from Andbox. That must be stated again. To not really know what to expect on the map like Haven, where historically they have struggled, and this team as a 5 that's not played yet. Then your first test is Sentinels, the kings of Haven pretty much, other than like a couple of mishaps here and there. Just such an impressive win rate for so many times they've played it. And then incorporating Tens, you know, as that new 5th, you know, maybe makes you a little bit shaky in comparison to the comfort zones you've had in the past, but still, they've operated well, and to get that big of a number on them on the defensive side of Haven is certainly impressive. But now side switch. We'll have to see if Andbox can keep it up.
Scanning ahead.
Nice little 5-point stance. Ooh, Dapper from downtown picks one up. Mata to fall, and that's a lot of utility now.
That one hurts.
Taken off the board.
Like, you feel like you haven't even really gotten started, and you've already been put to a screeching halt when something like that happens.
And it's the double dink from so far away, and a Sheriff to find some damage back. Unfortunately, even at that range, you would have to double dink with that Sheriff. Oh, I guess not. It would do still that 145 damage here on pistol round. So it would be a one-shot headshot, but unfortunately, it's just the body.
I'm loving this from Zoms. Getting deep into middle to play under window. It'll give them a lot more intel, a lot more flexibility to rotate. They are kind of leaning more towards a retake ace it up. You know, they have the 5-on-4 already. They can play it smart. Just make sure they play together. You know, I'm sure they don't want to concede a spike plant, but if they need to, it's fine. They have all their bases covered. Zoms will have that quick flank opportunity. There is a trap wire that he would have to kind of dodge, but other than that, they're well set up, and this is a good stalling tactic here to put that hot hands onto Ye, force them back maybe into Zoms, who's waiting inside the window.
And gets spotted out, trades some damage, and is able to escape narrowly. 48 HP, finds the toesies of 1s and 10s there to back him up, not keeping him alive, but finding a couple of kills and finishing what Zom started. It's Sentinels with the pistol.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Sentinels, man. Like, they can just brute force you sometimes, even if you feel like you've got them. You know, that's what made them so successful on the attacking side. Even if strategically speaking, they were kind of getting out positioned, they could still just tear you up by, you know, having good spacing and good trading efficiency. And right there, you just see like a nice little situation where Zoms is causing so much of a disruption that it allows Tens to be free to just swing out garage without having to worry about too many risks. And he's able to stamp out Andbox there and start really climbing the score back now. Looking like a tie game is just on the horizon, Tanner, as there's not a whole lot Andbox can say about it other than some Sheriffs. They've already been spotted heavily here at long.
And not in necessarily the best graces, or not what we saw when Sentinels lost. They had the Bladestorm online. Yay, unfortunately not, or nobody really close to the ultimates after that, not finding but 1 kill in that last round. So it definitely stings. And this Sheriff buy kind of hurts their next buy, right? This isn't really a round where you can afford, you know, an 800 credit investment, and Mata now taken down. Sick to find another, but Ye does trade it back. That spike to be picked up, and a 3v4 Shazam to take his leave after picking up that ult door, but the A hit, it's still going to ensue here.
The thing is, Sentinels never really budged, right? They still pretty much kept most of their forces on this A side of the map. They had only really sent Dapper to see to make sure it was covered. So they still have a very formidable defense in place here that Andbox is going to be really hard-pressed to crack. They actually now fade back yet again. And, I mean, time is dwindling. They're going to have to make a decision here very soon. And while it's certainly not likely they'll be able to convert, they need to at least try to get together and get on the same page and try to apply some pressure here as we get to our final 20 seconds or so. They're now heading towards Garage, maybe looking to either attack up slope into B or maybe even pivot to just a full C hit. Smoke will go down on the A link. It looks like they are looking to come in, but there's a judge here looking to dish out some verdicts on them.
Yeah, this is, you wish you could just tell them to go back, send them away at 10. Mo's down to Dapper there to close it out with the Spectre in hand. And that right there, that is when, you know, watching something like this with the hindsight that we have, it is just so painful.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to roll the dice. Unfortunately, they drew the Snake Eyes, and Sentinels tie up the game 7 apiece. They will, looks like, keep the judge in play on 10s. Why not with the mobility that she has? As the Jet definitely can still make good use of it in full buy rounds, as this is a bit of a bonus, essentially, for Sentinels. 10's close to the daggers as well, so if he can get that one kill and if he needs it, he can pull those out for the longer range duels in this round, as we do see the full buy from Andbox as they waste no time trying to, you know, get that sewers control. Zom's up close. We'll try to stop them.
Shadows traveling.
And Smoke's tossed, unbeknownst to Andbox here. They're going to be running into 3. And more importantly, Boy running right into Zoms up close and personal over towards the sewers. But Seb is able to pick up 2. It doesn't open up the sight just yet. Shazam is still here holding it down in the bonus round, trying to make it hurt. And they do just that. Dapper picks up a couple of rounds, manifests 2 on the A site, and Vice now needs to go huge to clutch it out, or Sentinels are going to grab the bonus.
Oh, Tens jumps in, though, kind of giving Vice a free one-on-one, but Dapper was very quick to follow up to make sure that Vice was not going to be allowed that situation. So now Sentinels will take a lead. I think it's their first lead of the game, if I'm not mistaken, Tanner. They've been playing from behind this entire time. Again, Andbox has been so impressive, particularly just having such a stout, aggressive defense with great rotations for retakes when they were required. But now Sentinels are starting to feel a little bit here. Big round for them. They get to display that defense, kind of let their skill loose. Andbox now, again, Sheriffs only, though they could orb out Yay some daggers. Seb also not too far off that Neuro Theft, but as of now, no ults will be in play. He hung around a little too long.
Yeah. Didn't really have anywhere to go on that one and was really fighting for that orb over towards A-Long. Either way, he's, you know, the same result. He did get his ultimate online, unfortunately paid for with his life.
Yeah, it seemed like he just was maybe hoping a teammate could cover him, or maybe he was hoping Shazam just wouldn't. But, I mean, that was just too tantalizing for Shazam to pass on. He had to go out there and do this, and he did. Now they're looking to test, but Tens doing great, evading the pressure. Dapper combining with him, and yes, they will run Andbox through the blender. No shocker here. Just not much to work with. Vice gets a little bit of a prize at the end, but unfortunately it's more participation trophy than anything. And it'll be 9-7 for Sentinels, but here comes the first real test for them defensively, right? Full buy versus full buy. Yes, they did win the bonus. That was a big one to take down, but now they need to keep that momentum flowing if they hope to keep their map pick on their side of the fence. Big chance for Andbox to strike back.
In that full buy for Andbox in round 3 of the half of the bonus, rather, for Sentinels, because they forced Sheriffs after losing Pistol, a handful of the team was on light armor, so it makes those Spectres get so much more value, right? That kind of just threw the bonus over to Sentinels. Now, this time around, like you said, full buy versus full buy, full armor across the board, and a really great start to take down the operator of Sentinels.
Yeah, you have to feel like Andbox's window is starting to close. The result this round would certainly crack it back open. 4-on-4 is how things will kick off, as we had an exchange at long A, both sides suffering a casualty. Meanwhile, we see Sentinels using this to their advantage to start looking into B, which is wide open for the taking. Mata gonna catch 6. So yeah, Andbox creeping into B. They still have no idea, and we could even see Seb slip in and catch Dapper completely off guard here. Indeed, he will, and Andbox are starting to grab control of this one. Neuro Theft will basically ensure it.
And such a sick flick from Mata onto Sick there, coming out from that box towards A long to pick that one up. Just a huge name, right? You can, it's you know, you pick up a kill on the 10s, you pick up a kill onto Sick, and you can kind of get that breath of fresh air, that sigh of relief. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about the blades, we don't have to worry about the run it back or all the flashes.
Oh,
they
what?
swing on through the dark cover. Nice double peek.
No.
Shazam and Zombs going to work here on the B site. Now in a 2v2. The last two playing just outside towards mid. And through the smoke, Vice will pick it up, and Shazam will meet the same fate. Andbox battle back. It took a few rounds, but they get it done.
I'm actually surprised that he used to run it back there. Mata, that could have been very useful later. I don't think that was required in that situation. I think they had it without it, so that might come back to haunt them a little bit, in my opinion, Tanner. That could have been such a vital tool for entries onto a site, as they are still playing from around behind. Meanwhile, you have 3 ults in play for Sentinels, including the Neural Theft and Hunter's Fury. Zom's not too far off his either. Sick 2 away from his, so they're about to have a huge ult advantage. Already around ahead. Something to really consider.
All the utility used there from Vice. Ready is Sick. Be on the receiving end of that shock dart. A bit of damage will be healed up, but armorless as Dapper goes for a fight. This time not going to win it, and 10's there to trade. So the buddy system once more for Sentinels. Makes things even across the board.
And look at Zom sneaking up, but he might be wrong on the timing, Mata. That's a huge catch that changes the odds of the round, as Andbox are looking to work this tie. Ye still has daggers in play, looking to come into C site. They're going to send the drone forward as a scout. Ye, or excuse me, 10's of course hearing this, calling for Sick to rotate. He's finding his timing to peek with daggers actually have gone wide. A chance now to put up a stout defense, and while 10's has gone down, Sick has stood tall, but still a man behind. Not anymore.
And that Hunter's Fury chips away at Mata, makes things fairly even, and to run it back, all of the ultimates that you talked about are now online. The Hunter's Fury used, and from the shadows available once Zom gets back on the board. But here, most importantly, is Sick.
Oh no!
Now in the 1v1, the body in the worst possible place. It's 3K for 3K for the Phoenixes, but Mata on top, and Andbox knot us up at 9.
If he had only just popped it a little bit more around the corner, maybe there was still a hope, but just totally exposed. It was a good use of it, but again, I just wish he would have gone a little bit more around the corner, as that will be Andbox tying things up. Brilliant attack there onto that C site. A little bit of a slobber knocker, right? I mean, it's been a little bit back and forth here as far as like the man count goes. There's been a lot of like 4-on-4 to 2v2 type situations that have been playing out, but Andbox are starting to get the better of the most recent ones to get this close. They will now have Ye on an op on the attack. We have still seen 10's yet to pick up an op on either side of the map. Interesting choice. Has daggers coming into this round. Everyone else phantomed up. A pressure has been denied. And now we do see Andbox beginning to pivot. Ye trying to get that pick onto Dapper. Dapper doing a great job baiting out that shot, though.
And those reaction times, I feel like, is really what separates a lot of these jet oppers, right? Being able to hit those shots on those peaks. It's not easy, any means, but we have seen some players able to pick those up and open up the sides as they push on to C. That's now spiked down on the ground. Nice little flank there. Modifying another kill as the blades go wide. No, 10 picks up one. He's able to back away for just a moment. Andbox up close and personal for Ye. The operator going to find that kill onto the counterpart. No. Tagged up as Mata, but it doesn't matter. Now we find ourselves in a 2v2, and unfortunately, so much information given as a shock dart goes through. Ye gonna do what he can with an operator in hand in a 1v1. This is for the lead. Shazam has that recon bolt available, tosses it on out, looks to swing off the back end, is gonna do just that and find the kill. Sentinels push to double digits.
Such a smart 1v2 there from Shazam, just being patient, knowing that if he swung to one side, he would give Ye a chance with the op if he was holding the angle, waits on the recon bolt. So well done. Also some props to Sick, just challenging at the perfect time to get a couple of picks to disrupt things on C site long enough to get some rotations. 10's obviously got a dagger pick in the midst of it. All the ults now spent, though, for Sentinels. Meanwhile, 3 ults in play for Andbox, and Ye 1 away from daggers in his own right already. So Mata having that run it back can definitely put on the pressure. Having Vice with the Hunter's Fury to clear out angles or to use in post plant, also a vital tool to tie this thing right back up. As there Mata goes. Oh, that's worked.
Huge. Yeah, from the shadows with the back of the side into the dark cover and
Spike
sick.
planted.
Not gonna get spotted, does find the kill. Shot to the back of the head is Boy, and unfortunately that spike has been planted, so Sentinel's now working against the clock, and it was a very quick take here. It works out well thus far. Still a 4v4. Curveball to go through. Seb to be spotted out. No, he finds a kill in response. He picks up another Zombs. Cannot convert on the site. Yay with the knives to close things out. Mata for the last 10-10 we go, and Andbox refused to give up.
Oh my goodness. Boy, I can't believe he got away with that. I thought he was going to get sniffed out for sure. It was traded back pretty quickly, but the problem was that retake attempt onto Garage from Sentinels. It was a perfect flash on the Seb in the corner, but he had a bit of a bodyguard, a bit of a crossfire established, and they weathered that storm, and they didn't lose a single player on that exchange. They absolutely put up a stone wall to Sentinels, and they could not bust through, and now they're on the Sheriffs again. Meanwhile, there's still the Hunter's Fury available for Vice when required, and they have a massive firepower advantage. It's very likely they're going to find 11th round here and be that step closer towards map point and perhaps stealing Haven away from Sentinels.
Revealing area.
And as we said in the pre-show, right, the next two maps, they bode a bit better for Andbox historically. So if this one, we're thinking they don't look that great on historically again. They look obviously fantastic right now. When you go over to Split and Ascent, things should get a whole lot better, but they do still have Haven to close out here. Need to win 3 more rounds. That Shrouded Step.
Here's a stat for you, by the way. They've only lost 2 of their last 26 games. This would be massive.
Looking like another here as Ye and Mata come up huge again. It is just the pistols for Sentinels as this round surely to go by the wayside. The hot hands try and clear out the corner, and the spike yet to be planted. Their ball coming out as Mata calls it out. Hey, plant here. Give us some options for the defuse or to play in the post plant. Excuse me, as Ye picks up another Dapper. Actually takes down the operator. It doesn't look a whole lot more doable, but at the very least, they're hurting the economy going into this next round.
Yeah, this is, again, just kind of wild to me. Again, Sentinel's only recent losses on Haven were to BBG earlier this stage, and then they lost to Envy in the Grand Finals to the Challenger 2 event for Stage 1. Other than that, they have won 24 of their last 26 games on Haven. That is just such an impressive stat, especially with so much parity in the region, yet somehow, someway, Andbox, their first official with this 5 on Haven, is on the precipice of stealing this pick away from Sentinels. And what a story that would be. Because when you think about it, we know Sentinels obviously had such a shocker to Challengers 1, losing in the qualifier to BBG. This is one of the maps that did it to them. That has to be brought out. That has to be, you know, emphasized.
Huge curveball there. Just a heads-up utility. Out because Tens was there, operator in hand.
First round, he's had it all game, I think? Other than when he picked it up on Amico?
Yeah, and this is Glass Cannon.
And now they know, you know? So the maybe the shock factor he was kind of hoping for is all gone. He's just trying to take some pot shots here. Now Zombs has an interesting position, but looks like it is going to get checked here by Mata. That's a beautiful entry to start unlocking this A site. Mata going alone, though, essentially, throwing a bit of a fake. Shazam trying to contest here. We'll realize soon that they're not, you know, reapplying pressure. They've actually diverted all their forces back over to C. They have Seb here just kind of lurking B. Everyone's bit on this, by the way. All 4 players are on the A side. Now only 2 starting to rotate through back halls, but it might come too late as the run it back is going to be in play for Mata. He will find the C site completely empty. Again, Seb still has that lurk as well that could come into play. And he spots them all in back halls.
Yeah, and at the end of the run it back there, spots 2 pushing that way. All 4 there, obviously, as we can see, as that Hunter's Fury catches the toes. And it hurts so much more because Tens doesn't have armor. It chips him down to 20 HP now. That is more than enough to click on somebody's body with that operator and find that kill. But the position that they're in this retake, the operator never feels good.
This retake is looking quite grim, but they're going to give it a go here inside Garage. Seb, though, playing the double stack box could be a real problem. Vice is now lurking in behind. Yeah, they're actually trying to fall back and save, but Vice is not allowing that to transpire. He's taken one off the board already.
Taken out.
And there's a kill from Shazam, though. He's at least escaping with this Phantom as best he can. Tense keeps on to the op as well.
Yeah, they...
Oh, no. It's just the op that'll come over. They're in so much trouble.
Match point.
And I'm not... Okay, never mind. It didn't matter at all. I was going to say, I don't know where the economy is for Andbox at that moment, so maybe they really made it hurt, but that is just not the case. Going into that one, they could throw the bodies at it. Sure, having the operator is great for Sentinels, but the rest of the squad, it's looking grim.
A couple of Spectres had to come out, man. Yeah, they do have some ults in play, including a running back from Sick, but Andbox seemed to have him pegged. Again, that was just such a brilliant job by Mata, doing so well to sell that A fake, to just unlock an empty C site, his ult to, you know, prove it. Wow. And Tens misses another big opportunity at an opening pick with the operator. He did that at long C as well. So a couple of misses have given a little bit more breathing room for Andbox, who, again, look like they're about to take this map away from Sentinels, maybe cause another upset in this stage, as Sentinels, of course, got upset by BBG in the Challengers 1 event. So tense, man.
Incredibly important round here. Andbox all look to creep up towards this B site. And Mata has been such a driving force thus far in the game, tossing out those curveballs and sniffing out where Tens would be playing ultimately.
Look for C yet again. All 5 looking to come garage route. Tens might be in some trouble. He dodges the paranoia, however, but he decides to stick onto the site, which could be his demise. But he does get away at just the last moment to set up the 5-on-4 retake.
It's a great way to kick things off in a round that is so incredibly important. And there's another kill behind him. Make it a third as Sick find the spike carrier. And with the hindered economy, with the 0 armor on the Phoenix, Sentinels will find a way to pick up another round. They didn't get to save everything, but they do save the op, and it comes up huge in that round.
Indeed, and they're able to pick up some of the weapons fallen behind there from Andbox to upgrade those 2 Spectres, so they'll come in fully decked out in what is the final round of regulation here for map 1 of this upper bracket match. Of course, Andbox will not struggle to full buy in their own right. No op for Ye, but that is probably the least of their worries. Right now, it's about just trying to close. They do have that neural theft available if need be. 10 still has the op, but he struggled to find those opening picks. Will this round be different? He will get tested at long C early. Trying to play through the smoke, it looks like. Risky, but it could pay off. He's got the angle. Will they test him? The bait spray to try to force him to peek out into it. Oh.
This next one he hits for sure. Tens never misses these, and there it is. Tens to find that first kill, like you said. Regulation on the horizon, and he finds another with the knives.
Huge play from Tens. Finally, he's gotten the opening he's been looking for, but Seb on the flank could be a problem. Will they read it? Yes, they do. Soms picks it up, and it looks like overtime is on the cards.
Hey, looking to have something to say about it, but a huge dart there. Give away the position. Now Vice a bit healthier, maybe would like a bit more to it as he chips away at Zom, so things gonna be even against the Omen here, but it's a 1v2 situation no matter what. 30 HP, and he peeks away. Overtime we go.
Oh, baby. You know what? This match deserves it. The great start from Andbox, consistently, you know, pretty much ahead most of the game, I would say. Sentinels did kind of get a brief lead there, but then forfeited right back. But right when they need to, they strike back. Tens at a 30 bomb in regulation, and some of the other players who had slow starts have woken up, starting to put numbers on the board, including Shazam at 17. So they finally get it done when they need to keep this map afloat. But again, I have been so impressed by Andbox coming into this against a Titan and Sentinels when it comes to Haven. No results of their own to really build off of since Mata and Vice have come on board, yet they have looked so competitive. Thought they were going to win it there for a while, and they had that lead coming into the second half. they were in good shape, but Sentinels able to keep their composure and find a way to win. And I think this was big. Like, Tins had missed probably the last 3 rounds or so. He looked for some early opening op picks and couldn't convert. This round, he comes up huge with 3 massive frags. Jeez, that was so nasty.
And what stings a bit more is Vice almost gets this done.
Yeah. Absolutely right, man. He definitely gave it a good effort. But now that's all gone. You got to win them back-to-back, baby, or we're going to keep the overtimes flowing for perhaps forever, right? There is no real actual end.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we could play this game for, you know, until we're all elderly. I don't know.
Very
unlikely.
Very true. Yeah, very true.
Very unlikely, but it is one of the. There is one of those universes that Doctor Strange looked at, you know, in the Infinity War, where we did cast this match forever.
Yeah, where this, you know, it goes 50 rounds deep plus into overtime.
If it stays as exciting as it has been, I'm down for a long ride. You know, maybe not forever, but you know what I mean. Like we can have this one go for a bit. I'm okay.
Seen a glass cannon operator on EA playing inside that garage position, garage window to be exact, just hanging on to those doors. It's looking like another C hit, and if Andbox have learned anything from the Sentinel squad, it's that C is the place to be when they're attacking, and they do stack 2 here, so we'll see what they can get done. I think more importantly is Mata is holding it down on this side, so he's gonna be backing up Seb, who had been solid all by himself.
Absolutely, and look, here comes the push from Sentinels, not wasting much time. Cage trying to delay them, but Tins will not be denied access. He pushes through. Dapper and Tins with clean entries. Mata, not long for this world. Nothing has gone according to plan for Am. Oh my God, will they get clean swept? This would be such a crazy change of pace.
And what hurts the most is Mata, I don't believe he was spotted out, but they're just privy that somebody could be playing towards that back platform, and Benz ends up winning that fight. Now Vice, unfortunately, just has too many corners to worry about. Flawless on the attack in overtime. And I mean, to be quite frank, Dust, Sentinels look pretty darn good on defense as well, having a 7-5 half for themselves. So this is a very tall task, excuse me, for Andbox to try to tie this up again.
Yeah, it was the attacking side that was the ones that was, I guess, struggling a bit, right? Both teams got 7 on their defense, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that does make things a little bit interesting to see Sentinels have such a clean take. But what can Andbox do? Is there hope for them to keep this OT flowing as they're looking for that early A pressure? Tins trying to get aggressive at garage, but doesn't really find too much. Meanwhile, a drone will come out towards A side. Will it spot these players? Dart misses.
And you try to play off the back end of that drone, expecting somebody to peek, and Mata was there, but he just didn't have the angle, so 0 trades there. And Sentinels pick up 6 kills here in overtime unanswered.
Yeah, that's a very important stat, as Andbox have gotten control of garage. They still have spike possession. They still have Mata able to put pressure when need be up sewer side. So they have some chances, but they are a man down, and it seems like Sentinels have most of their bases covered here. They have given up A little bit, but they can play retake just fine. They have the advantage to do that. As the spike will come into A, Mata has control of site. Spike coming up long, being reinforced by the other 2 players. Shazam will play heaven. Big catch.
30 seconds left.
Absolutely huge there from Zombs to find Mata. Now, again, the spike should get planted, but the retake only looks that much better as the shock darts come down, chipping away once, looking for another. Not going to find it, unfortunately, for Shazam. Vice will sneak away, but Sentinel still looking to close this one out. Nice and proper here in overtime. That picks up 1. Still trying to hold it down over toward this A-Link area. Picks up another, and oh my goodness, they're looking to do it. It is now a 3v2. The information is there as Vice stays alive. Seb picks up 3 and double OT. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, Andbox convert a 3 versus 5 to keep the overtime flowing just when you thought Sentinels had it figured out, when they had finally woken up and looked to put the final dotted I's and crossed T's on the paper. Andbox had a different story that they wanted to write instead. And so this will continue on into round 27. Andbox on the defense. Sentinels on the attack once more. Again, you got to win them back-to-back to take the map. Ye has an op again on the defense. Tens. Awkward angle. Ye might expect that. Flicks. Lands. Both players take significant damage, both still standing.
An even trade there as Ye blast cannon with the operator in the hand. Tens chipped away down to 26 HP. As Mata finds a huge kill. That's on the spike. Recon Bolt can give the information. Now needs to try and reposition. Curveball to go on through. Finds another kill, and Ye picks up one as well. 20 HP is all he needs to try and help close out this defensive side. As Shazam goes right back to work. Unfortunately, Zombs through the dark cover. Not going to be enough, but can Shazam do it? Two members incredibly low here on HP. He has the spike in hand. He's got 45 seconds to work with.
This is going to be a tall order, though, for Shazam. Yeah, there's a couple of softened targets out there. Yeah, he has spike. Yeah, he's got some time, but he doesn't really have all too much information. He's got to just pop off some frags, and, well, there's a nice little start. He gets one. Recon Bolt into the back halls. Not going to spot either player. Steps into both of them, though. Unfortunate for him. They were ready to take a battle together. Seb will get the frag that was required, and so Andbox will take that next step, Tanner. They are one away from pulling off a substantial upset here in this upper bracket to take Haven away from Sentinels, which you would think is just not really doable. It's such a rare occurrence. When you look at this year as a whole, these last four and a half months, Sentinels have only dropped it twice in 26 games, Tanner. That I can't emphasize that enough. They've been so perfect on this, and Andbox are looking to take it away from them. They had the momentum.
Found them. Deploying drone.
Andbox now on the attack. It's gonna be that same play up towards A. There with the drone, though, is Sick and Shazam trying to get something done as well.
Ooh.
Fortunately, not a whole lot. So this time, the start of the round wasn't all that great, or what you were expecting from Sentinels.
They're creating a lot of pressure on the Andbox side, though, right? They're forcing some rotations out of Sentinels here. They haven't really committed. Meanwhile, they're still, you know, keeping tabs on middle, still leaving that as an option. So, I mean, Andbox are doing some good things here. They have spent a lot of utility, and they haven't taken as much space as they wanted, but they are threatening that sewers control, again, while still maintaining presence elsewhere on the map. In fact, Sentinels is kind of leaving C wide open just to make sure that they have garage defended and they actually have a rotation to A side if needed. As Andbox is spotted, but they aren't stopped.
Very low HP. There it is. Shazam to close it out onto Mata. Recon Bolt can get information, but Sick is there on the rotate to trade it back. So 2 for 2. An even trade. When you look at that HP, it's pretty scary. And Seb, because they were playing inside garage, and they rotated long back towards spawn, they don't even spot Seb here. This could be it. They're looking to close it out. Tens has to go huge, and that'll do it, boy. And Seb to pick up the last two. All right, let's go.
Yes.
Vice,
okay. So I was
on the Viper now, and this could be the.
So my suspicions were correct. This will be Vice's first time playing Viper in an official match.
Hey, first time?
First time. Vice's first time on Viper ever.
And it's off to a pretty rough start as that Poison Cloud unfortunately gets stopped by the barrier orb from Sick. So not going to get a whole lot there. It's the entire utility setup from the Viper over towards this A site. Push through mid. Going to net a kill for Mata as they gain control of ropes. And Shazam coming right behind them. Could get quite a bit of utility. Nice wall by Ye to close things out and a kill to follow. Unfortunately, that's going to go down. There's the flank coming on through and some kills traded right back. But it is still Andbox. No, it's not. It's even now in a 2v2. Nobody in the driver's seat. They just steal it right back and they're battling for it. The spike still in hand. Shazam still on the flank.
This has been rather chaotic. This mid to ropes push. Shazam with the flank. A stalemate in the back halls, and it's all led down to this 2 versus 2 situation. Both players, or all 4 players really, kind of in similar health situations. Now, we do see that Andbox has not given up here at A. They still have their players positioned at A ramps. They're making Shazam second guess that B could be an option, maybe trying to pull him off of ropes so they could get into A heaven. Now they're going to jump in on him, and they get that pick, and now they know that the floodgates have opened, that B should be for the taking. Indeed, Dapper's trying to make that rotation through back halls, but he's going to lose the foot race as his spike will get planted at B, and he has a tough 1v2 ahead of him.
Yeah, Now, he does have a decent amount of HP, and when you look at the health across from him, it's only a couple of headshots. That's all it's going to take, and that cam, it's the information that he needed there. The spike, I believe, planted in that new default spot, so you do have to be wary if somebody's playing out towards B main, but instead it's going to be a double peek to high-low towards back of sight, and the damage traded out. Gonna toss out the tripwire, maybe bait the eyes. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. The trapwire gets nothing. Mata picks up 2 on the round, and Andbox go right back to work, and they win the pistol.
I guess he was like maybe hoping someone would shoot the tripwire and he would peek on that timing, but no one was going to make that mistake, I feel like. That was such a good little high-low stack there to make it very difficult for Dapper to peek freely and get any type of 1v1 situation. So just, again, well-managed round from Andbox, just getting that mid-control, threatening ropes. Yeah, it got a little bit, you know, messy, but in that 2v2, they played together and they played intelligently, and they come up with the result as a reward. As now they will go ahead and get those Spectres against the pistols of Sentinels, and they're looking to take very fast B lobby control. Obviously, that Sage Wall can be great for blocking off that initial crossing point to allow you access to B site with coverage. Whether that be because that's your main attacking point, whether it's a little bit of a fake to pull a rotation. So we'll see. Looks like they are bringing the spike that direction. It seems like they do want to commit this way, but sick. Ooh, making him pay for it. And can heal up.
Is going to deliver that ult orb on over to Ye in trade for his life. And because he is playing that Sage, he can heal himself up slowly but surely. He finds his way to 69 HP. But the arsenal advantage still in favor of Andbox. So if you don't take those long fights and get, you know, tapped in the head by the Sheriff, this should ideally be their round.
Yeah, you would certainly think so. Viper wall down, blocking off ramps in heaven. Trying to put that pressure there. Rotation has been pulled, but that may be maybe more than what he was asking for, honestly, because they are bringing that spike that direction. If they run to the full-on site stack, they could be a problem. And the thing is, there's no time. They can't fall back if this doesn't work out. This could be very brutal, Tanner. This might backfire.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you're Sentinels, you just stick to your guns. Like, this is just the way that it goes. Gravity Well gonna pull one in, not gonna find anything just yet. Shazam is there to close it out with the Sheriff at 10s. Looking to pick up a few. Seb now running out of time, running out of space. Picks up one towards heaven. No, not even gonna find that kill. It's Dapper with the frenzy, and it's Sentinels. They didn't even force, and they win the round after pistol, and that really shakes things up.
Yeah, that makes things a little bit dicey for Andbox, just running into the stack. Great Gravel usage there from Zoms to kind of slow down that final push. They peeked off each other very well, causing disruptions and just kind of doing, you know, multiple bait and switch plays essentially to make that limited firepower work. Now they get to pick up a bunch of free Spectres. Now it's Andbox on the Sheriffs. And so the tides have really turned. And this could be trouble for Andbox early in this half.
The angle there is Dapper. Spots Mata. Crouch walking up looking for the cam. Yay. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Andbox to find a kill to kick things off with the Sheriff in hand. And it was the Sages that did it in the last round. Sage to do it again here in this one. Unfortunately, on the attacking side, you don't really get to stack like we saw Sentinels do. And there it is. A kill traded back to Ye. Resurrection now on line in the next round. Andbox still looking to make this one hurt.
Yeah, trying to do what they can here. At least they got it 4-on-4. They've done some heavy damage as well. After kind of avoiding that flash, Chen swinging out from heaven freely for that peak as well. Oh, he's been darted. That's a dunzo for Boy.
Yeah,
and scene.
Really a dunzo for Andbox, yeah.
And scene. Curtain call. Don't see Vice doing too much here. Nice little Phantom skin, or Sheriff skin, though. Give him that. Huge fan of the Reaver.
Unfortunately, just doesn't do the same thing that the Ion does, right?
Sure.
The Ion, I'm telling you, the Ion has something. Somebody check the coding, because the Ion, it helps you click heads.
Bro, I could go for some ramen right now for sure. That looks very tasty. Almost looks like kind of like a face with like a blonde beard, and like the eggs are eyes, and like the center of the beard is like a mouth. And maybe like the green and orange things are like big ears, and like it's just a beard.
Lost me on the ears. I was following along for the rest.
Following along, yeah, I was trying, man. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's kind of a cool little other way to look at that design. Zons finds opening blood here onto Boy.
And just right over the top of the wall there, you can only see the head. That feels bad, kind of swinging around that A main area when that wall is there, especially when they're not really threatening anything. This is just kind of a scary spot to be.
Sick might trap them with that slow orb in combination with this grab wall, and they could get absolutely romped right now by this paint shell. Oh, Boy's already almost taken out again. They're stuck in this corner. Oh my goodness. And the wall's about to fade. Oh my.
I mean, it's just a firing squad. Ye trying to do what he can, but it's just not enough here. And you have to start thinking, what were Andbox looking to get done there?
They were hoping the res didn't get out, but the combination of the Astra utility with that slow orb from Sick, they had no way out. They were trapped. And they got absolutely run through the blender. That was brilliant combination of abilities there from Sentinels. Great synergy. Mata might find Shazam for free. Hey there. How's it going, Shazam? Got something for you.
Not
do it.
Like this.
Do it. Wait, is he just... Okay.
Maybe trying to grab
I hope
more.
Shazam snaps on him, bro. I would
10
love
times out
to
of
see
10,
it.
this goes poorly.
Oh.
Yeah, Mata just...
He's like, man. Yeah.
No way.
Oh, my. You know what they say about that, right? That's a real... Feels bad. You do hate to see it, but you also you love to see it at the same time, though. Like, it's a tough dichotomy.
I want to know what the comms are like in that situation.
You know, Mata's furious, right? 'Cause he's like, I'm gonna get this guy, and then Shazam just gets out and puts the op into him. Sentinel's having a hot start here. We can kind of reel it back into that. That's what's really going on.
This is, again, kind of what was to be expected. I know Haven, we didn't expect a whole lot or didn't know what to expect, but Sentinels, we talked about it before coming into this match. The stronger of the two teams here on this map and definitely proving it. And it's all about the game sense as wall for wall. We go up top, but Six still finds two. And it is just pistols on the side of Andbox, so you can't really hope for too much in response. But that definitely stings when you try and counter-strat that wall and it doesn't go your way.
Bro, you know Sick was licking his chops the moment that he heard them make their own wall. He knew what they were doing. There was no question about what was coming up. So Sick just says, all right, you want to do that? Let me show you what's up. Lines up the spray down. Easy frags for him. And easy pickings for Sentinels as a whole. As you said, Andbox not really having a whole lot into this round. Very efficient win. Only one player lost from Sentinels there. They will go now up 4-1 into round number 6. Full buy, though, now back for Andbox. And they got to start getting something going soon, man. I mean, they're already a map to the good, fair enough. But, again, this is supposed to be common ground. It's supposed to be territory that you're also very comfortable with. And right now, Vice looking very uncomfortable with this whole Viper setup. It doesn't seem to be going the way that they had planned thus far. But things can change here and now that they have that full buy back.
And it's always the Viper setup towards A. That's, you know, to cut off ramps, cut off heaven. It's going to be like that every game, which kind of builds a baseline to get a little awkward. But I'm going to hold on to this thought as Mata goes through with the showstopper. Unfortunately, spikes the ground right in front of him in 10's going to give him a taste of his own medicine, finding that kill. So 1 kill on the board now as trying to jump away is Ye. He does manage to make it out and remove the dart. But another kill to come on through. Andbox looking a little lost here as it was a deep push back towards that spawn. It was actually Seb ulting into the back of the spawn from the shadows. So trying to do something spicy, but it's just not working right now. You just got to go back to the fundamentals if you're Andbox.
They're able to get some beheading control, though, and force players back. And Vice trying to make a little bit of a play there, faking around Ye's wall, but only good for 1. And now Sentinels are starting to clean up. Boy gets 1. He does have the ult, but just no space to work with. 10s will clean him up. 5-1 for Sentinels. And, you know, you were talking about the Viper being a constant at A. You know, you do like that variable because Yeah, that wall you can put up every round, and it makes Sentinels always kind of wonder, hey, are they using that for an execute, or are they using that to kind of fake us out and keep us in place? You never really quite know until there's some type of follow-up or whether there's some other actions elsewhere on the map. So it's good to have that constant, but at the same time, you want to be able to be somewhat dynamic, right? Like, maybe you need that utility to start pouring onto B site to help you take it if you're going to go for a B split. So at some point, you may have to come off of that. It just seems like it hasn't really had that much impact. Like, I don't know. Like, it seems like he hasn't really been able to make it sting, so to speak, this utility. The thing is, Viper, you know, in the past was just annoying. Now she can punish you if you try to test her utility, but it doesn't seem like Vice is really getting that value.
And it was, I feel like back in the day for Viper, you just disrespect the utility and it gets no value.
Sure.
Well, if you don't even, like, I guess the inverse on the disrespect here in this one, or what's similar, as Sick picked that first kill, Seb, having shots on target first, not going to find that kill, unfortunately, with just a Sheriff.
You can see what he was hoping for there when the boom bot went by, but just Sick was too good to snap back.
And just sneaking out of the smoke. They're just completely unaware, peeking up towards heaven. Dapper playing nice and close, just outside the nebula. They absolutely do. They need to try and stop this momentum, ice the kicker a little bit here for Sentinels, because it's just, honestly. After that pistol round, it's the Sentinel show.
I mean, they have Viper Spit and Rolling Thunder. They need to combo that up for a take and a post plant and try to get around through. Make use of those ults. That's what my guess would be on what's coming up, but something's got to give. They might feel like they've only really had 3 buys though this entire half, and so maybe things aren't as bad as it seems on the scoreboard, but from my perspective, it just seems like they look a little bit scrambled. Like, they're not quite as fine-tuned as what we saw on Haven with how they move together. And so, yeah, I'm curious if they can get that Rolling Thunder and Viper Spit into play to just, you know, get that 1-2 punch on a site and try to get around. They need something to work.
And trying to make another play towards B work. Epper and Sick playing nice and close into that B main area.
Wow.
Shots on target, but Ye gonna go wide. Dapper to find the kill. There's the neural theft. And if this was the round you thought you were gonna win, well, I have to go back to the drawing board. All of that information given over as that flashpoint looks to clear out ropes. Nobody there for the time being, as all 3 members out towards mid for Andbox are gonna stack up, drop down, and quite possibly look to make a play. But Shazam is here to shut it down, and we'll see if he does just that.
Yeah, this aggression from Sentinels, the way that they played the periphery of the map has been so effective, and they're also been trading really well out in B Heaven when required, so they're just covering all their bases so well. And yeah, that neural theft obviously gives them the read to worry about Rope's position, keep tabs on both Heaven's areas. They are going to be able to do just that. They got 2 players here playing this stairs position, ready to go at B Heaven if they feel a take is being sent. And so, again, it's going to be tough to break through this here. Oh, that slow orb, making it even tougher.
Off your feet!
And they still opt into just trying to send it there. Satchel, get away the blast pack. Gonna keep 10 safe for now as they look to push onto the side. Dapper still unspotted. He is finally going to go down, but Sick from the back of the side out towards the alley, picking up the kill as that side goes down. And there it is, the execute that you were hoping for, Dust. It was the Rolling Thunder to get on the site. It was the Viper's Pit once they are there, and now this is where the Viper finally starts to get some value. You hop into that ultimate, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. Unfortunately, for Andbox, they don't have a whole lot of damage to trade over either. 33 health on Boy, 73 on Bison. I mean, you're one stray round for both of these players from just falling. Yeah, there it is. You didn't have a whole lot going for you, and it just seems they're always kind of working against the game itself. The slow orb on top of the Rolling Thunder, the low HP as you ult with that Viper ult, and there's already so much chaos. It's just a Sentinel show.
Yeah, it's just that res as well coming into play to get in that man advantage in the retake itself, and Zom's just able to catch a couple of big kills like before they even really had to initiate. So Zom's, again, often the one that kind of gets overlooked on this team just because there's so many other stars that have so much impact when it comes to the fragging department or creating openings or just, you know, in general doing their jobs. But Zom's on Astra, it gives him that ability to have even more impact and kind of like a more supportive role, I guess you could say, for the team. And again, the guy's also pretty good in late round situations. He's a good decision maker.
This time a Sage Wall used to get over that toxic screen. Mata pushed onto the site, not able to finish off the kill. And they do pick up two. They do clear out the site for a second. Shazam being attacked by the flashpoint will finally fall. So Operator off the board. And now we're starting to see some life. It took a little bit, but Andbox are looking to come right back into it. It's all up to Dapper in a 1v3. And this would be detrimental to lose, but instead they will win it out. 2 members remain, and Operator now in hand. Oh no, they put it down actually. So no Operator, but a round 1 nonetheless.
Indeed. Ye's gonna get the, Ye's gonna have the Operator coming into this. You can't sell it back. You picked it up, so I mean, you might as well put it to use.
Oh, that was weird. The overlay didn't show the Operator, but I saw him pick it up, and then I was like, interesting.
That's whatever.
Interesting. Either way, 2 ops on the map now.
Yes, you are correct.
Both of them belong to Shazam as well.
Yes. One being borrowed by Ye.
Yeah.
I don't. Stolen might be the more accurate term. I don't think Shazam was lending it to him of his own free will. That was a good attack though onto B, right? Finally making use of Viper's, you know, abilities, good breach flashes to push Shazam off the elbow, and so yeah, good layered attack. But can they follow that up? Because that has been a rare occurrence.
And it's near misses, right? You saw Mata hopping on the site. That round goes a whole lot more cleanly if Mata picks up that first kill before looking to trade over. And again, Sick just holding it down here. A ramps. Nothing is free when you come this way. And again, I don't feel like that Viper utility here, it's doing a whole lot. They're not afraid of it. They're not worried about it. You can see he's been hanging on to that barrier orb to play, I guess, a counter to it. And here it is. So they actually make sure that nobody comes through rope. Steps is going to come on through and find that kill. So Sick to fall. They are going to try and work their way through that slow orb. Zom still on the site, and through the sign will eventually fall, only trading a bit of damage back. So Andbox in a really good spot as Ye picks one up on 10s, and that is the stolen Operator going to work. It's Shazam, it's Dapper once more here on this A site, looking to clutch things out, and I would imagine they have the economy to just go for it here and look for that Reddit 2v5 play.
Yes, but I mean, it's not getting off the ground, is it? Yeah, just putting the finishing touches onto that one. And on the one hand, Andbox, brilliant attack, right? Just really, you know, well done. Good trades all across the board. But at the same time, it's just Sentinels got so unlucky, like 6 is caught the slow orb out. Just dunzo. And then Zom's actually perfectly timed the grab well on the A-Heaven doorway, but then just got overwhelmed by bullets, and he couldn't fit his own shots in properly. So it's like they were doing some good things, but the timings just worked against them. But obviously that's to Andbox's credit, finding the windows to attack and doing so very well. Yay, big hat trick round at the Operator there, making good use of that op he brought out of Shazam's hands the round previous. And now a couple of rounds in a row for Andbox, and maybe they can still make a half out of this. They've been getting dominated, but there's a chance that they can win out, that they keep this one close and keep it competitive.
And as much as I've been harping on the Viper utility over towards that A setup, once you switch over to defense, the Viper gets a whole lot of value, right? Basically, every single round, your utility is going to get a tag on somebody. Unfortunately, this will not be the round for Vice. Zam finds that early kill, and Ye not there to trade it back in time, unfortunately. But it's still that one player on site over towards A, and Zoms, it's the Operator holding it down towards screens, and Sick is here as well, actually going to give up the position, so they swap spots. Shazam holding Heaven, and Dapper just being a nuisance here on this B site. Ooh, Seb,
I think I was looking to see if maybe Sick was boosted. Seb, though, catching the timing on the 10s, as you were kind of alluding to. We'll put that smoke down play inside the cage and find Sick through that as well. And now Andbox pose a threat. Rolling Thunder on site. Mata to follow up, and they're getting everything other than Shazam finally striking back, but only good for one.
Only able to pick up one there, and Mata closes it out. So a beautiful hit there. And Andbox, they've been doing this off the back foot, right? I think both rounds that they just won in a row, Vice died off the rip, so they're able to continue to push forward and kind of work around, I guess, the information that they gained from Vice dying.
Also creating that little bit of pressure, right? Pulling some rotations, opening up some pathways elsewhere, and honestly, it just really came down to those 2 kills in B Heaven. That was everything for Andbox. It allowed them to pull the trigger on the Rolling Thunder and feel confident they could take the site. Shazam just kind of stuck in the back halls, no support at that point, and just Andbox able to get the take, and that's 3 in a row and a chance again to get that 5th round and keep this half close despite the cold start. Despite such brilliant efforts from Sentinels early, they're starting to have some cracks found out here in the foundation. Good dart there from Dapper. We'll find out Mata. Gets him a little bit of intel. Not enough to rotate, though. Not just yet. Tens will take middle just to preemptively. Maybe thinking he'll be there, but he's wrong, and now it's the blast pack in.
Yeah, flash points as well. Boy gonna find the first kill. Dapper usually holding it down well. Unfortunately, the first to fall on this B site. Sika since rotated. The showstopper doesn't get a whole lot of value for Tens. Boy now on a mountain position underneath heaven, unspotted in getting there. Taking a drop on down. Cosmic Divide coming through, creating more chaos, but back and forth we go for kills. It's a 3v2. Showstopper to be traded out. Unfortunately, Mata, we yields the same results there. In a cloud burst, gonna block him out, but Seb once more on the backstab. So much space picked up here by the Omen, but not able to find the kill. Now we're in a 1v1. Shazam and Mata, the paint shells to push him away from the spike. Mata needs to play the clock beautifully here. Shazam taps it once, sprays him down to find the kill, and has plenty of time for the defuse. Sentinels finally wake up. They battle back, they stop the win streak, and they push 8-4.
That was a close one, right? I mean, a good take from Andbox, burnt showstopper at middle. There was a lot of things working against Sentinels in that round, but Shazam able to pull out the 1v1 with low HP. Able to figure out just enough of that retake to make it work, so they will maintain that
30 seconds left.
bigger lead as,
oh,
man, this
no.
one hurts. Yeah, this is the one we're going to replay? Oh, man. Why are you doing it to Mata? Why are you doing it to this guy? He's had a brilliant half, but this was not one of his brighter moments, I guess you could say. Poor guy. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. It's kind of hard to choose.
And what is the information just randomly saying? I mean, they're not anywhere. We've completely cleared them. They're probably up on you, Shaz. They pop the cage. He dashes away, and that was rough.
That was rough. You are going to see Sentinels on the attack here on Pistol, dealing with Ye's wall early on. Ye was trying to get an orb there, but they pressure him off of that.
And I didn't see, but I think it was early snake bites that actually got some damage onto Zoms, and it was interesting. Sick just goes to work taking down the wall, easy peasy like, but it opens up options as they rotate back out towards mid. They will be met by Mata, does have the paint shells online.
Yeah, Mata trying to play around that Nebula as they are going to take into Mail Ribbon B Heaven with the bulk of their forces. They have been spotted. Mata able to blindside the first. Paint shells to escape. Looks like he might even look to repeat here. Dapper still out, not looking the right way. That's easy pickings for Mata.
Yeah, in this pistol round, I mean, Andbox, they just find a way to pick up the pistol, a flawless at that, and now this is where we need to see, okay, Andbox tighten it up, right? Because they lost this round in the first half after winning pistol.
That is a very fair point, Tanner, and they are going to go ahead and get those Spectres, and again, they had that defense. They had that really good, I mean, their A defensive utility is so powerful. It's going to be so hard to get much done early round for Sentinels. Again, you get punished if you try to play through Viper. That wall can be there behind Viper's wall, double wall action. So it can get real messy over there. Looks like they're gonna go for the mid focus instead.
And Zoms was first to fall in that last round, so a lot of that utility off the board stings.
True. You can see him there just being the chess master up in the sky, looking to see how he wants to place a star to set his teammates up. Again, that's Astra is just so powerful. I think she's just going to become even more of a mainstay as time passes. She just can create so much opportunity for her teammates.
And Mata in the off angle, actually not spotted by any of those peaks there. I would imagine they are privy to this. Flashpoint pushes them back, but Mata still able to find one kill. Another.
Still has Boombot too. Could send that at any point in time that he wants to set up a further frag.
Yeah, since repositioned, maybe still expecting. Gets a bit of information, and I imagine spotted hopping over that box. Aftershock, not going to find too much damage. It does separate the team for a moment, but they are stacked up towards the B-Heaven area, and they're just trying to find anything they can, but it's the long-range battles Andbox forcing them into. It's slowly going their way as another kill comes on through. Nice swing from Mata to find Sick. Now Zoms and Shazam need to just try and hurt the economy the best they can, but not able to do so, as Ye with the ghost in hand sits them down. So a near flawless coming into this one, but more importantly, they didn't lose that round. They didn't put themselves in a weird economic conundrum for the next few rounds. They're going to have a bonus against the rifles here of Sentinels.
Is that a lobster or a crab?
I looked away to take a drink. I didn't see it, unfortunately.
Probably for the best. I swear I always see new stuff I've never noticed myself thanks to our observers. Yeah.
That's a crab, man. That's Scuttle. That's Scuttle crab.
Just never seen a green crab before. Fair enough, I haven't seen a green lobster either, but I mean, there's a whole lot going on in this universe, so, you know, you never know what you might come across.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the breeze, by the way. There have been some leaks about that. Maybe there'll be crabs there as well.
100%.
Does seem like an environment where crabs would thrive.
Maybe less worms and squirrels, like we see on Icebox.
True.
As things got busy for a moment over towards B, Boombot for some information, but it's not a push just yet from Sentinels. This is their first rifle round, so they want to take it slow, make sure they're not getting caught off guard. And it's the close angles that is really going to pay off for a handful of these members. You take a peek at Mata and Ye, though, they've got a couple of Phantoms. They're in a pretty good spot to try and secure this bonus.
A lot of map control being taken by Sentinels, though, here very early on in the round. They already have mid and Rotes threatened. Viper's alone defending A Heaven right now, as B Heaven's being reinforced as well as B site. That wall got dropped down on that B cross to keep Andbox guessing a little bit on that end. Vice slipping into an interesting position, but it could easily get pinched. I mean, this is not looking good
30
on this
seconds
bonus.
left.
Not even a bonus, rather.
Wow, looks away at the worst possible time. But the toxic screen goes back up, and here comes that pinch that you talked about. Out from heaven, Shazam will come, and Mata finds another kill, trading it back, so it's not for free, as the site looked fairly clear. They're running out of time, though. Spike in hand, Dapper looking to get that one back down towards the back of side as Mata hops on through Shazam to sit him down in Seb. The last one standing, but not for long. The first rifles to go the way of Sentinels, and they're back in the win column.
Yeah, so that was still fairly a bonus, right? They had 3 Spectres, 2 Phantoms, so it's kind of a midway, I guess you could say. But now they're going to be coming into kind of a weird full buy because they did buy those 2 Phantoms. So it means that Spectres, it's going to be the reverse, right? 3 Phantoms, 2 Spectres now. So Showstopper available, though, for Mata, so that gives him a little bit of a punch he could pack. Res available for Sick, however, so something else to take into consideration is... Looks like we are going to see a little bit of split pressure from Sentinels here early in this round. Mid control as well as some A presence, but all these walls, all these cages and smokes. Seb going to get on that boosted position early as well. May not have been detected. May not come into play, though, as we see Sentinels really pivot.
This wall... not too eluding just yet, right? They faked off it in the last, so you're not too sure. You don't want to really send the rotations. As Ten somehow snuck up towards this B site and finds, unfortunately, Mata.
I think Sentinels were banking that Tens would not be found out with that wall placement, that he would have, you know, been kind of shrouded in mystery, but they picked up on it, and that's an early pick, you know, folded, but they still are able to take the site thanks to the wall and the grab well.
Ooh, but boy, holding it down all by himself now. Flashpoint to go through. Does find the stuns, and it is a Phantom in hand. Not going to be one of those Spectres to just yet. As Mata shoots not only the showstopper, but the paint shells.
Oh,
to
no.
pick up a couple of kills, but they're traded right back. It was all for naught. It's down to the last 2. This time, Zoms will fall from that position, and Dapper will be traded out eventually. As Ye finds himself 1 ult pip away from the resurrection. But yeah, I think Andbox fans are holding their breath after watching that round.
Yeah, that almost kind of slipped through their fingers after those 2 pieces missed and Sentinels responded with the frag of their own. But again, I think so much was riding on Tens being undetected. You know, being on the other side of the wall that maybe Andbox wouldn't have anticipated, but they read that pretty well. Got the pick on Tens, got the free 5 on 4, and even with the site taken, they were able to come back just fine. And now Sentinels will be on pretty much Sheriff's only, a couple of classics even in play, and so a great chance for Andbox to keep building this comeback, to keep that 2-0 a possibility.
Oh, I love the attempt there with the classic. Try and spray down the barrier orb. Satchel actually... Okay, not used. I thought Tens may have scuffed the blast pack there trying to get over that wall, but instead he just jump peeks. He's going to toss out that Boombot and get the information, and somebody's playing inside of ropes as it makes its leave Back towards mid. There's the wall. This time it's going to be a quick take, and at the very least, Sentinels can hope for a spike plant. There was the blades online, but Shazam gets sat down. It's absolutely terrible. Okay, Resurrection going to be used, and this time it's Sick to fall instead of Shazam, so the Blade Storm still available. Shazam goes up top. He is eventually going to fall again. That's 2 deaths on the round, and yay, over the top. Resurrection traded, and Andbox are not giving this one up easy. It looks flawless. It looks like an ace because that's exactly what it was.
So well managed by Andbox there, as they're all going to come together to have a little bit of a dance-off, a little square dancing going on there. Ace for Yay. 8-9, about to tie this thing right back up. This one you thought Sentinels were on the sprint to the finish line to try to force a third map. Andbox said, hold on a minute. They get their reds off and didn't even need it. As Yay will ace his way into the victory. But here's a really important full buy round for both teams, Tanner. This could really dictate the pace of how the rest of this map plays out, as the economy is so fragile for Sentinels. They have bought down to their bottom dollar to pull this one off, and if they lose, they're right back to saying that for Andbox to take the lead and get to the double digits first. And Seb certainly putting the right step in the right direction with those 2 kills.
And Tens just had no idea where he was using that shrouded step. Now Aftershock traded out for the tailwind. Shazam still looking to get aggressive, but you said it, this round's huge for Sentinels, and they start to battle back, but Yate is there. A 6th kill in 2 rounds for the Sage. He does get traded. Seb uses that from the shadows. Saw Zombs going into that astral form, trying to get some of those stars down. Our cover going to be used just to mask the movement. Shazam going to walk in blindly, and it's a 3K for the Omen. Andbox not only looking to tie things up here, but quite possibly take a lead in the next round because of this economy that Sentinels is now on. They hear the footsteps. Blast pack goes down. Zombs at the very least hoping for a spike plant, maybe a kill here on Damada. It's a tall ask. Unfortunately, takes too much damage. On the way back, Gravity Well to try and slow things down. He does have the spike, so some extra credits to help that economy, but I can't imagine this round with 47 HP goes Zomb's way.
Not looking good for Zombs, is it?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page with that.
The hashtag Zombs Nation could put things in his favor as he picks up one, picks up another, almost a third. Not enough power. There wasn't enough energy.
I almost got wrecked there. I did almost get absolutely bodied. Tie game now. 9 apiece. Spike plant gives Sentinels a little bit more options as well as a loss bonus, but still not as comfortable as they'd want to be, so they have to take kind of the middle of the road approach, just get slightly upgraded weapons, but making sure they don't hamstring themselves going forward to get the full buy next round. So it's that situation we were talking about earlier where their fragile economy and Seb's strong opening means that we are going to see Andbox very likely reach double digits first in this contest. And again, they're already a match to the good, and we've already seen Sentinels get upset once in this stage in Challengers 1, and it might be happening here again shortly unless they can fight back soon. That wall not as well placed, but yay, they're looking operator to handle it anyway.
Yep,
maybe
actually,
on purpose.
Yeah, perfectly placed as they creep up thinking the same thing we were thinking. They're met by the operator.
Mind games, maybe.
Yeah.
Little 4D chess. Although I guess chess is always in 4 dimensions because time. So I don't know. I'm not going to take that any further. We'll let that one go.
Yeah, not a big chess guy here, so I got nothing to help you out there.
Not a big dimensions guy either, so those theoretical things, whatever they may be. Looks like Andbox are about to get the 10. Go on. What are you going to say? You got some theories? Okay.
No, we're just digging a hole for ourselves, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, because we don't. As Mata finds a couple of pistols. Dapper now has been good with the Ghost. Unfortunately, shows a bit too much there. And you know, Cypher with the hat on is just too much of an easy target. You saw it there. He gets shot down. It's a flawless round for Andbox. And more importantly, Dust, you called it out 2 rounds ago. You said, Sentinels need to win this rifle because their economy stinks. And what that meant is if you lose that rifle, you're back on pistols and Andbox will find themselves in the lead. And that's exactly what's happened. Andbox, I believe, have won 4 in a row now.
Yes.
And it's getting scary. There's an operator, Ye feeling himself. They're going into that next rifle, but you put yourself in that same conundrum because the economy is just absolutely shattered.
Well, you're going to have to force by the rest of the game if you lose now, if you're Sentinels. Yeah. And so this is really your only chance to put your best foot forward unless you string together some rounds in a row. So this is going to be a potentially very big round. Shazam with the swiftness, trying to catch someone off guard, but no one giving him that chance. Mata instead playing on the smoke. He's going to bypass the showstopper. He might get some of his own. His own rockets come out. They land true, but Sick is still keeping his team out in front.
Yeah, and with the Viper's Pit, they have to go B. You cannot just send it over towards that A site, and that's exactly the case. Dapper use that ultimate to try and find the information. So now knows both coming from heaven. Sentinels with the man advantage here in this. All 3 playing right underneath. There's the resurrection, quite possibly for a bait. Tens was the bait, and it works perfectly. Sentinels tie us up.
I was a little bit concerned for Sentinel's chances when you saw Mata kind of slip around and slither into a good position, but only good for the one. And Sick was massive that round. Again, we talk about how he's perhaps the best player in North America. So consistent, so versatile in what roles he can play for his team. And he came up huge that round to kind of erase away what could have been a very scary moment, as it's now all equal once more. Man, these games have been such tight contests, so exciting to watch. The tension at an all-time high. Yes, there is a lower bracket, but you do not want to be there this early.
This is, I would say pretty historically the Sentinels way, though. They do find their way down into that loser's bracket sometimes, and they usually win all the way through. Oh, Mata peeks up just a bit too far, but has traded back. That's the best you can hope for. The Cosmic Divide comes down. Vice to find another kill. Make it a second on the round. Sentinels now cut down to the last 2 in a resurrection to make this very favorable for Andbox, looking to reclaim a lead here as Sick tries to dance around the Cosmic Divide. The spike to be planted, and unfortunately, Mata is there to hear that.
He's trying to throw a bit of a fake, like he's not in screens because of that wall, and he's actually going to flank around A heaven. This could be massive. They might not have this idea.
They all drop down from heaven, though. Seb to find that first kill. Now he's spotted out, and Sick doesn't have the same outcome as the last. Andbox battle back, they reclaim a lead, and are now 1 round away.
That was a good thought from Sick, but too much was lost along the way to be able to pull that off, unfortunately. He seems excited, Seb. I would be too. They're on the verge of sending Sentinels to the lower bracket. The champions of Stage 1 may not even find themselves in the regional finals of Stage 2 if this keeps up and they get knocked down to the lower bracket and they get put in a do-or-die situation. They would be in a really stressful situation. Andbox might be one of the teams doing it to them here. They are closer to map point now. Money is running low for Sentinels as well. Still plenty of reserve cash for Andbox on most of their players. What a game we've been gifted.
Yeah, this, I mean, this series, right? The Haven going to double OT. Now this one quite possibly having that same outcome.
Here.
Much slower approach. All 5, though, going to be stacked up towards mid for Sentinels on the attack. Going to split things up, boys, here. Any information is the Rolling Thunder, and they are just going to send it. They run right into each other into the Nebula smoke, and Tens gets sat down. Mata, unfortunately, traded out in that exchange, so a lot of utility taken off the board from the Rays. And it just buys time. 1 kill, 1 ultimate, and a lot of time knocked off the clock. A minute just under for Sentinels to continue to play with, and they're still mid.
Yeah, no ults are going to factor in anymore after that. 4-on-4 as the exchange on mid has broken out. Still a lot of time left on the clock. However, Sentinels are going to take control of ropes. There is the breach sitting there, boy, waiting for them to perhaps rein in, but instead they're diverting. They're taking B heaven control. There is 2 defenders nearby. Ye in the back of the site. And now we have Seb creeping underneath heaven as he will smoke things up. We just see Sentinels continue to penetrate here, maybe even into defending spawn halls, but Boy has that covered as well. The smoke to fake it. They're now pouring in. They catch Seb. This could be a problem for Ye.
Only 2 One on the site, one near the site. Yay picks up one, only good for that as we find ourselves in a 2v3. Flashpoint, blind up one. The spike planter going to be taken down now. Vice has to go huge. He has since rotated all the way over from this A side, and he cuts it down to a 1v1 with Dapper to clutch it out and tie us up again.
At 11 HP to spare, such a tight race. You could see that the main play was Boy trying to stop the plant. That was where they had put most of their eggs as far as baskets and the such goes. They were trying to win it that way, but he wasn't quite quick enough, and it put Vice in a very tough 1v2. He got it down to a 1v1, but just could not find that final frag. And now it comes down to this. 11 apiece, ults in play now. A res and daggers for Shazam and Sick. Full guns across the board other than Shazam with the Spectre, but again, that daggers is going to, make that a little bit different. Gives him the long range and the short range capabilities. He dashes up, but he misses, but so does Ye. They both will back off here a little bit and have to reconsider things. Looks like Sentinels are trying to play past this Viper wall here.
And a gap in the defense is there. Zeb gonna take a bit of damage, chipped away as he tried to peek from heaven. Ten's gonna look to go aggressive. Yay with the operator, gonna go wide on the shot, but Zeb is there to back him up. Now Dapper needs to be careful, playing up in this angle. Cloud burst to try and buy some space, buy some time for Dapper maybe to sneak away, but he holds it down. Still up top on this ramp's position.
What a catch from Seb. Not an easy shot to hit with Tim's coming at you that fast off the blast pack, but they get it done. They have the 5-on-4. Shazam, though, taking a lot of progression here in the A side. Spike will make its way in as well, so it will come down to a retake. There is still a res available for Sick. Unfortunately, no one's really in reach. Well, that could still be factored in. Mata, though, on this flank could be huge. Will they read it or will they not? If not, it could be a problem. The ult for Intel. Mata now has been found out, but he's so close, but not quite.
Just about everybody alive here. Now Dapper finally to fall. Sick playing on top of that barrier orb. Shazam inside elbow. There's the resurrection though. So Sentinels just sending it all here to try and push the map point, but it's falling apart. It's all up to Sick, who's once playing on top of that barrier orb. The spike not planted for the Sage here. Just looking to send it, but it's not enough. Everybody dies. A near flawless for Andbox. 12 rounds now in their possession. They're looking to close out the series in this next.
Yeah, just that flank from Mata, it was the disrupting factor. Even if he didn't get that many kills, he was able to create so much pressure, and it allowed freedom elsewhere on the map. And now look at what Sentinels are left with, Tanner. They do have the one Vandal onto 10s, but Spectres for Shazam and Zombs, a Sheriff only for Dapper. Sick also just gonna have a Sheriff. They have no ults available, though Dapper's one away from a Neural Theft, which could be pivotal. Meanwhile, a fully decked out Andbox ready to defend whatever Sentinels throws at them. Wall busted in mid early here by Shazam, but still have yet to be able to make that progress towards mailroom or garage. 6 spotted. He will wall up, but stunned, so he can't build off of it just yet. Looks like they're trying to threaten mailroom, but Ye is holding them off.
And so that's the second time, maybe third, that we've seen that wall used as a fake. And that's the rifle off the board. Surely will be picked up, but that one hurts. You still have your 2 players close to the ultimates in that Neural Theft and the Cosmic Divide. Yeah, you're in a bad spot. Boy, gonna sniff that one out with the jump peek. Not gonna find the flash with the flashpoint. Playing around the wall was Sick, so he's okay for now. There's the flash, though, in response. Dapper to fall as well. Spike now down inside, and this could be it, Dust. Yeah. It's down to Zombs and Shazam. The tailwind to get away. Zombs still all wrapped up here with the Spectre, but he's gonna have to answer to Seb, and that's gonna do it. Andbox will take down the Titans and send them to the loser's bracket in 2-0 fashion.